They looked like ordinary people, teacher, a neighbor, a friend, but behind those smiles hid secrets that would chill the world. From a chilling disappearance that defied logic to a twisted crime that left investigators speechless, these are not just crimes, they're nightmares that actually happened. Tonight, we count down 6 of the most disturbing true crime cases you've ever heard. Ditch one more haunting than the last. Our first case takes us to a quiet town in Oregon, where a young woman vanished after a late-night shift. Her car was found parked, engine running, but she was gone. No signs of struggle. No trace of where she went. It took investigators years to uncover the truth, and when they did, it revealed a betrayal closer than anyone imagined. In London, a promising art student began receiving anonymous messages, sketches of her own apartment, drawn from inside. The case spiraled into obsession, surveillance, and a mystery that blurred the line between art and madness. In Japan, a seemingly ordinary delivery driver was celebrated for his perfect attendance, till police discovered his truck held a dark secret compartment. What they found inside changed the country's safety laws forever. In Canada, a remote cabin fire appeared to be a tragic accident until forensics uncovered something impossible to victims who had never met and no sign of who lit the fire. In Australia, an entire family's online presence vanished overnight. Their photos deleted, profiles gone, and digital traces erased except for one chilling video uploaded days later, titled only, "We're Fine." Finally, in the US, a wealthy entrepreneur began receiving notes claiming his success was borrowed. The investigation led police to a long-forgotten pact from decades ago, one he never believed was real. It was a foggy night in a quiet Oregon town when 26-year-old Emily Harris finished her late shift at a local diner. She waved goodbye to her co-workers, climbed into her small blue sedan, and drove off into the mist. Hours later, her car was found idling by the side of a forest road, headlights on, the driver's door open, and her purse still on the seat. But Emily was gone. No footprints, no signs of a struggle, just silence swallowing the night. Investigators scoured the area. Dogs traced her scent to the edge of the woods, and then it simply vanished. For weeks, her disappearance gripped the town. Posters lined telephone poles, candlelight vigils were held, and news crews descended, hoping for answers. Her friends described her as kind and reliable, someone who would never disappear willingly. But beneath that kindness, detectives discovered a tangled web of secrets. A recent breakup, hidden financial stress, and a troubling message she had sent just hours before she vanished. "I think he's following me." The case broke open nearly 3 years later when a former acquaintance came forward, haunted by guilt. He admitted that Emily had discovered evidence of a small-town corruption scheme involving stolen funds from the diner's management. When she threatened to expose it, she became a target. The truth didn't bring comfort, it brought heartbreak. Her story became a reminder that evil doesn't always come from strangers. Sometimes it hides behind familiar faces. Emily's case, though solved, still lingers in Oregon's memory as a haunting symbol of trust betrayed. In the heart of London, art student Clara Reynolds lived in a small studio apartment, surrounded by her paintings and sketches. Her life revolved around color and light until, one morning, she found an envelope slipped under her door. Inside was a drawing of her bedroom. Every detail captured perfectly, even the unmade bed and half-finished canvas by the window. She laughed it off as a prank, but when more sketches arrived, each one more recent and intimate, the laughter turned to fear. Someone had been inside her apartment, observing her every move. Police were baffled. There were no signs of forced entry, no fingerprints, no leads. Clara began to notice subtle changes. Her paintbrushes slightly moved, her window unlocked. The artist who had once painted beauty now painted fear, her canvases turning darker with every passing day. The drawings kept coming, sometimes left on her pillow, sometimes taped to her mirror. The final one sent chills through the entire investigation. It was a drawing of her sleeping. Eventually, a hidden camera was discovered inside a ventilation duct, leading police to a neighboring art student who had secretly admired Clara for years. He had been recreating her life as part of what he called a living exhibition. Clara moved away, abandoning her art career for months. Her story became a dark lesson in how obsession, disguised as admiration, can slowly erode the boundaries of safety and sanity. In Japan, Kenji Watanabe was known for his punctuality. For 10 years, he worked as a delivery driver, never late, never missing a shift. To everyone, he was a model employee, polite, quiet, and efficient. That perception shattered when a random inspection uncovered a hidden compartment built into the floor of his delivery truck. What authorities found inside was not illegal goods or weapons, but personal belongings from people who had reported thefts along his route: jewelry, letters, and sentimental items carefully stored and catalogued. When confronted, Kenji calmly explained that he had been collecting forgotten things. He believed people took life for granted and wanted to remind them how easily things could disappear. While he had never harmed anyone, his actions revealed a mind deeply fixated on control and possession. Psychologists described him as a non-violent collector of chaos, someone who found meaning in manipulating loss. The case led to a major overhaul in how delivery vehicles were monitored in Japan, with new tracking systems and mental health evaluations for long-term drivers. Though no physical harm came from Kenji's actions, the emotional invasion, knowing a stranger had silently taken fragments of people's lives, left a lasting scar. His quiet demeanor had masked a fascination with power that was as unsettling as any violent crime. On a freezing winter morning, firefighters responded to a remote cabin blaze deep in the forests of Alberta, Canada. What they expected to find was the remains of a single occupant, a local trapper known to live alone. Instead, inside the charred remains, investigators discovered two bodies. The strange part, the two victims had never met, had no connection, and came from entirely different provinces. Both were missing persons from separate cases hundreds of miles apart. The cabin itself had been rented under a false name. There were no signs of forced entry, no accelerants found, and the door had been locked from the inside. Investigators theorized that the two individuals had been lured there under false pretenses, possibly by someone posing as a friend or potential employer. But who that person was or how they escaped the fire remains unknown. Over time, the cabin fire mystery became one of Canada's most baffling cold cases. It revealed how easily people can be drawn into danger through trust and desperation. Even today, locals claim the area feels heavy, as if the woods themselves remember what happened that night. The unanswered questions linger like smoke, a haunting symbol of how some truths burn away before they are ever seen. In suburban Australia, the Walker family seemed picture perfect. Their social media accounts showed smiling vacations, backyard barbecues, and family celebrations. Then, one day, everything vanished. Their profiles were deleted, photos wiped clean, and phone numbers disconnected. At first, friends thought they had simply gone offline until a single video surfaced on their YouTube channel titled "We Refine." The video showed the family sitting on their couch, smiling awkwardly, but something about it felt wrong. The lighting was dim, their expressions stiff, and a clock in the background ticked at irregular intervals. The clip ended with static. Authorities launched an investigation, visiting their home only to find it completely empty, as if they had moved overnight without warning. To this day, no official trace of the family has been found. Some believe they entered a witness protection program. Others think they orchestrated their own disappearance. The mystery became an internet obsession, with millions analyzing the eerie video frame by frame. Whether it was a desperate escape, a hidden threat, or something far stranger, the Walkers left behind a haunting digital ghoster, warning about the illusions of online perfection and how easily we can vanish in a connected world. Each of these cases reminds us, evil doesn't always wear a mask. Sometimes it lives quietly next door. Which case disturbed you the most? Let us know in the comments below, and remember, the truth is often stranger than fiction. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more true crime stories you won't want to miss. Stay safe out there.